HD Nation.
This episode of HD Nation is brought to you by GoToAssist Express. Support smarter with GoToAssist Express. Want to get our HD Nation on?
I would love to.
The big news first, Criterion is adding their entire collection to Hulu Plus.
Nice.
Yes! You've probably heard us wax long and long and long. Criterion has amazing, incredible restorations of classic films. They put together some amazingly extensive special features, and now they're bringing their archives to the web for anybody with a Hulu Plus subscription to enjoy.
Nice. We're talking 150 films that will be available now, and they'll be rolling out the rest of their library, which totals about 800 films, in the coming months. And yes, the special features will be available, as well as many which haven't been digitized before now. If you don't have a Hulu Plus subscription, they'll be also rotating these selected titles through the free service. However, free users will have an ad break or two, while the Plus subscribers get to skip commercials. So.
Finally, a good reason for my Plus account.
And if the encodes look as good as the Criterion Collection's content is, that tempts me to pay that monthly fee.
Ready for a Projector Festival?
I would love my projectors.
A while back, a viewer named Zach in Connecticut asked whether or not he should get Optoma's HD20 projector. Had some light issues. Joe writes in to say, please tell Zach in Connecticut to go for it. I've had the HD20. Thanks for the recommendation, Robert. As our main TV for the last year, in a room with a window, blinds of course, as our main TV for about 9 months now. It is by far the best projector I have owned to date. It functions just fine in ambient light, including a 3-bulb ceiling fan right in front of it. Our daytime programming is mainly Sprouts and Playhouse Disney, and it does really well. I would like to remind you that direct sunlight will affect even direct view LED LCD TVs. With the shades on the window, most non-noir movies are just fine during the day. Darker is always better, but for the news or daytime TV, this projector really rocks, and when I work from home, I love hooking my laptop up to it for an awesome 108-inch display. Plus, Zach in Connecticut gets a lot less sun than we do in Miami.
That's nice. I love learning about the experiences of our viewers, what they have with gear that they're owning. I mean, and all this talk of 1080p front projectors has me wanting to upgrade my old front projector more than ever. I didn't have an HDMI port on my old projector, and it really kind of bit me the other week. And,
oh dear.
Anyway.
There was an incident.
It was pain. It was just pain.
And we missed the sellout.woot.com $650 Optoma HD20.
It's sitting in my local Costco. There's a whole stack of them right there.
In San Leandro?
Yeah, for
Where?
$800.
I was just there.
$899.
When?
You walk down the main TV aisle. That's right at the end.
I gotta go.
Next up, it is Patrick who writes, hey, greetings HD Nation. I just got a new house with a very large living room. I'm looking for a new TV in the 55-inch to 65-inch range with a budget between $1,300 and $1,500. That's pretty specific. Any suggestions? The room is not very bright, so a projector is a possibility, but LCD is preferred. Thanks. Signed, Patrick L. in Orlando, Florida.
Florida's in the house today.
Whew. Warmer when it's not freezing.
I got hailed on twice today already.
Oh, I got a little rain on me today. Anyway.
Speaking of the Optoma HD20.
Seriously, pair that HD20 with a nice tensioned screen, a ceiling mount maybe, and some speakers, and you would have a very nice 65-inch or 85-inch or larger display without breaking your budget. Or if
you're in Miami, 108 inches.
There you go. And you do all that without breaking your budget. And just how big is the wall you're thinking of using? That's really what my question would be. For the price range you mentioned, that will get you approximately about a 55-inch LCD or maybe a 58 to 60-inch plasma if you shop around. Yeah. I'm really curious about Toshiba's new 55-inch. They have the 55WX800U. It's one of their new 1080p 240Hz Cinema Series 3D LED TVs. It has a sub $1,500 online price, and it includes built-in Wi-Fi and DLNA streaming.
Nice.
I'm getting that one in for review. I want to check that out. They have, I think, a 46-inch version of that same panel. Also squeezing under the $1,500 mark is LG's Infinia 60PK750, part of their 750 series. It's a 60-inch 1080p plasma HD TV that's THX certified, nice. Wi-Fi ready, and I saw a similar version at my local Costco, mentioning my local subscription boxed retailer store type thing.
Yeah, you can also check, actually what I found out recently is Amazon sells refurbished units through Amazon. You can actually get some incredible deals on what would normally be, $1,500 is a pretty low. It's $1,500 is not a lot of money for a 55-inch.
No, not really. And I was surprised that there were a couple of LCDs out there that hit it. I was expecting to be mostly plasmas at that price range, but there is at least one. that Toshiba price is excellent. I'm like, it almost seems too good to be true.
You're like, there must be something wrong.
But you know what? Toshiba makes really good TVs. They've been really good at doing color right for a long time, and that's something I've always been really pleased with them. And this is just one of their newer sets that incorporates a lot of cool features, including streaming functionality for your various video services and the DLNA stuff that I mentioned. It's just one we should really take a good look at. The price. Just show them some love.
Down.
Hopefully.
All right, let's
It's
hear
a crap
from-
product, though. We'll call it out.
And he will. Let's hear from Ian, who writes in, I recently brought a new entry-level 1080p projector, Samsung's A600, and I've been displaying it directly onto a light Post-it note yellow wall.
Oh my.
That must be interesting. Obviously, I need to fix this, and I've been looking at buying screen goo.
The goo!
Goo for your wall rather than a normal pull-down screen, so I can get an exact screen size and possibly frame the screen however I choose. What would you recommend as the big option? Thanks, Ian. You could tack a sheet up on the wall temporarily.
Totally.
Just saying.
Or a gallon of titanium dioxide white paint is also a inexpensive way of going at it too.
Is it like 5% titanium dioxide? Or?
It's a very pure white, very bright white. I'm not sure what the percentage is for that, but I have used Goo Systems is the company's name, and they have a screen goo product. They basically make different shades of. Basically, it's a highly reflective acrylic paint that's available in various shades of gray, depending on the needs of, say, the projector's output or the room design. Maybe you have a room with an extra bright room, and maybe you prefer a grayer paint scheme. Or
if you want more blacks, you lean to the grays.
Yeah.
If you want a brighter image, you lean towards the whites.
Now, as far as options for more traditional projector screens, they're practically endless. You have fixed mount. You could do retractable, a tension screen that minimizes any kind of wrinkling.
They've got I want to say a 96 or 100-inch motorized retractable screen from monoprice.com. It's like $300. And
I'm thinking that'd be nice to just hang in this giant room.
I'm curious if it's tensioned or how it's actually going to work. Because there's nothing worse than the reason he's always mentioning tension screen is so you don't have that classic curl to the edges like you did in high school.
I have a portable screen that's really convenient, but after all the use I put through it, you can see that it's starting to get a little ripple to it, and it would look better if it were nice and tensioned flat and basically stretched a little bit, is really what I'm saying. But regardless of which screen system you choose, a black mask around the border of the screen will help improve the perceived contrast of the picture. And it can be useful if you have some distortions on the edge. Maybe your projector is not the highest end one, and your lens system is causing maybe a little curve or some oddity, and it's just nice to be able to overshoot it. Yeah. And if you do it into black felt, which is pretty cheap at your local, wherever you can pick up black felt at your local hardware store or wherever.
Craft supply shop.
Craft supply shop.
Store.
That really will make the picture jump a little bit more out of, regardless of what color paint you use or what colored screen you go with. It just helps, and it makes it look kind of more pro.
More fantastic.
Fantastic.
And then you put the curtains up above it. Hey everybody, Ryan Shrout over at PCPer.com. He was on the show to talk about Intel's Sandy Bridge recall a couple weeks ago. He hit us up with a rear projector question. He says, hey guys, I just recently replaced the bulb in my 1080p DLP. I've had it for about 4 years. First bulb replacement, in fact. However, after the change, I noticed the screen was significantly brighter, almost too bright to watch at night. Also, I've noticed noise in the picture after the replacement, likely because of the extremely bright image. What do you suggest I do? I heard that waiting for a while will let the bulb brightness die down some, but it's a couple of weeks in, and I am still pretty annoyed by the change. Thanks, Ryan Shrout, PC Perspective.
I'm telling you, a new lamp module will make an old TV shine like new, especially with the DLP technology, because the DLP chip itself really doesn't wear out. It's just a little bit of micro mirror technology, and all it is doing is bouncing light. So that part really doesn't wear out, but the lamp module, as you've learned, does. Now, it's a good time, I think, to really explore your TV's picture mode presets. Try the movie or theater mode and see if that's easier on your eyes.
Back away from the vivid or demo mode.
Most definitely. And the TV may also have an energy-saving mode that will reduce the lamp output as well. Yeah. Now, the noise you're referring to is more difficult to determine without seeing it in person, but I have seen plenty of RPTVs, rear projection TV screens, that have a hotspot shimmering quality, usually in the middle, that is exaggerated with head movement. There's almost a...
You mean like head movement of people on the
just
screen?
As you move your head, you'll see the shimmering artifact just kind of, that's what's causing it. Is like there's little bits of crystal, say, in the material of the screen material, and just by that motion of your head, you're just reflecting the light around a little bit different. And
interesting.
And it causes that shimmering effect to be more noticeable. If you could hold your head perfectly still, it probably will stop shimmering, but it's not a very practical way to watch TV. And there's really no way to defeat that, and I'm assuming there's no problem with the display system itself, the chip or the color wheel or the other items that go into it. Well, that sounds like a screen artifact that I've seen quite common.
Say, for example,
and I find it annoying too, by the way.
If you managed to wedge in a bulb that was too bright for the application, could it generate so much heat that it might damage the DLP and create artifacts? That's pretty thin, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Odds are you shopped for the correct lamp module for your TV. So,
but accidents happen.
That's
sometimes,
true.
or sometimes things.
If you're going from say 230 watts with typical bulb lamp module output to say, I don't think they make them much brighter than that for RPTVs. So,
I mean, because sometimes you buy a box and what it says on the outside of the box isn't what's inside the box.
You got the extra special output. It could. Are you smelling maybe a plastic smell or is there smoke dribbling out? No, I think you're going to be okay there. But definitely try the other picture modes. Try turning down the brightness of that lamp module somehow. But that shimmering effect, I'm pretty sure, is not indicative of anything that's wrong with the TV itself.
Blu-ray releases.
Ooh, yes. Hey, now it's time for the new Blu-ray releases for the week of February 22nd, 2011. First up, Memento, 10th Anniversary Edition. This is Christopher Nolan's first major feature film before he brought us Dark Knight and Inception. It stars Guy Pearce as a guy with no short-term memory, and thus the film begins at the end of the story and works backwards. The audience is as clueless as the main character until the very end, which makes you rethink the entire story and begs to be rewatched. This film was released on Blu-ray in 2006 by Sony and is now being released by Lionsgate in a 1080p AVC codec in a 2:35:1 aspect ratio. And according to Blu-ray.com, this version, quote, represents a significant upgrade, unquote, from the first version. The first version was released when Blu-ray was very young, and the picture quality has come a long way since then. The quote, image is noticeably sharper and better defined with wonderful levels of fine detail and contrast, unquote. Plus, while the only extra on the previous version was a director's commentary and a 25-minute Sundance spot, this release adds a few more featurettes to the list. Also released this week, Get Low. This 2009 film is loosely based on a true story and stars Robert Duvall as a hermit who decides to hold a funeral for himself before he dies. This film is presented on a single 50GB disc in an MPEG-4 AVC 1080p codec with a 2.4:1 aspect ratio and a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 lossless soundtrack. Blu-ray.com gives both the movie itself and the video quality a perfect score, saying it's, quote, a masterpiece transfer and a perfect example of how a more laid-back, less is more sort of image can look downright fantastic on Blu-ray. Yeah. Sorry, Blu-ray.com gives both the movie itself and the video quality a perfect score, saying it's, quote, a masterpiece transfer and a perfect example of how a more laid-back, less is more sort of image can look downright fantastic on Blu-ray. Extras include an audio commentary with the director, producer, and lead actors, a 7-minute featurette exploring the roots behind the real story the film was based on, a 9-minute Q&A with the cast and crew, and much more. And finally, released on Friday, February 25th, Megamind. Starring Will Ferrell, Megamind takes a different approach to the superhero genre and follows a supervillain after he's vanquished his nemesis. This mega double pack, quote unquote, includes both a Blu-ray and a DVD, with the Blu-ray in an MPEG-4 AVC codec and a 2:35:1 aspect ratio, all on a 50GB disc. Blu-ray.com reports that the transfer, quote, unfortunately comes up short of perfection, unquote, and says, quote, while the majority of the image is strikingly handsome and colorful, things often run afoul when nasty bouts of shimmering, false color, jagged edges, and banding appear with regularity. They give the video quality a 3.5 out of 5, saying it's not a disaster, but these issues shouldn't be present in such a recent animated movie. The commentary is available as a regular audio track, or you can choose the Animator's Corner, which puts it in a picture-in-picture track with the occasional behind-the-scenes segment. Other extras include a trivia track, one deleted scene, a 10-minute Meet the Cast featurette, a 13-minute How to Draw Megamind, and so much more. Other releases include 48 Hours, Alien vs. Ninja, All-Star Superman, La Bayadere, Birdemic, Shock and Terror, Due Date Combo, Elsa's Legacy, The Born Free Story, Embodiment of Evil, the Criterion Collection's Fish Tank, Fooly Cooley, The Complete Collection, Ghost Month, the History Channel's How the Earth Was Made, Complete Season 2, Ice Road Truckers, The Complete Season 4, Jeff Beck Rock and Roll Party, honoring Les Paul, 2008's Kill Shot, The Last Unicorn, Lemmy, Les Miserables, the 25th Anniversary Concert, Luke and Lucy and the Texas Rangers, Maria Stuarda, Mesrine, Killer Instinct Part 1, Morabito, Guardian of the Spirit, Series Part 1, Nurse Jackie Season 2, Psych 9, the Criterion Collection's Senso, Siddhartha, Steg Larsson's Trilogy, the Criterion Collection's Sweet Smell of Success, Weeds Season 6, and WWE 2010 Bragging Rights. Coming up, Kyle Bennett from Hard OCP talks to us about power supplies. But first, let's hear from one of our sponsors. Hey, it's time to thank one of our sponsors, Go to Assist Express. If you provide technical support to clients, colleagues, friends, or family, have you found an easy, cost-effective way without being there in person? The best way for me to provide technical support is to do it online with Go to Assist Express. Go to Assist Express lets you view and control another computer online so you can quickly resolve technical issues. I've been able to help friends learn how to use new software and fix family computer problems without being there in person. TechZilla viewers can try Go to Assist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, visit gotoassist.com/TechZilla. That's gotoassist.com/TechZilla for a free trial.